On today's show, I'm going to make a Southern classic. This is a beef pot roast, and it only has a few ingredients. It's real simple to make, but it's extremely delicious because it's going to have some red wine, balsamic vinegar. Of course, there's going to be some vegetables in it and some beef broth, but of course, there's my favorite garlic. So let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Diabetic Diet Show. We start out with our vegetables and butter in the pan. So let's get the pan hot and throw our butter in here. Then cut up our vegetables. Of course, when I brought these home, I already cut and washed them, but when I pull them out, I like to trim just a little bit off just to get some new, clean, healthy celery. Nice and slow near the fingers. Okay, there you go. Then we have to do our garlic. Now to do the garlic, we're going to take a great big pan, we're going to make some noise. Now I'm going to shake this a little bit longer than you're going to see on camera. Here we go. Just like that. We have some garlic. I'm going to use 3 today. I love garlic. And all you really have to do is just knock off the ends with this. And if you have any that are being stubborn, what you want to do is just get your rubber mat like this, put it in a rubber mat, roll it, just like that. Here comes your paper. Okay. Just like that. Good. Any bad spots you don't like, let's get rid of it. Then we need a chopper of some sort. Take the garlic, throw it in my $12 slicer, just like this. Presto chango. We have garlic. That had an easy button on it. And the carrots, I bought the pre-cut up carrots, so this should be short, quick, and easy. Now, I need a couple of onions. So, I just so happen to have a couple of onions. And you know, I'm only going to do 1 onion. We'll cut that up and get my knife nice and sharp here, my new knife sharpener. Just run it through a few times. It's amazing the difference that it makes. And I like to run through a towel just in case there's any burrs. And I can feel if there is, there's not. But if you get any burrs, then you want to use that stick, which takes the ripples out of the knife as well. Okay, so here's our onion. So I'm going to cut the onion in half. And then I'm going to cut off the root, cut off the top. Let's do it again. How's this doing? It's getting there. If I take too much, I'm not worried about it because sometimes I use too many onions. Chopper on the largest setting. Here we go, ready? Just like that. And as usual with onions, you want to make sure that they're all in the butter really good, and you need to salt. Always salt your onions. I have garlic salt mixed with sea salt. This won't take but just a few minutes. It'll be ready to go, and then we'll put in some more ingredients. Like I say, there's not much to this. These are done and smelling delicious. Just get a wooden spoon, give them a little bit of a stir. I love onions in butter. What could be better than that? Now I need to put some more ingredients in. Make sure you're down medium on your heat, especially when you add garlic. It's too much. Carrots, I'm not really measuring. There is an actual measurement for this if you'd like. You don't really have to write all this stuff down. If you just hit the subscribe button over there, you see the more button, that's where all the instructions will be. And there is actually a recipe for this, believe it or not. It's just some things just really aren't that important. You know, obviously if you put in a cup of sugar instead of a quarter of a teaspoon, that's going to be a surprise. I had a girlfriend once that made cookies, and let's say she was supposed to put in 1 tablespoon of sugar. She put in a cup. That was a surprise. Tomato paste. Get rid of the knife. Just going to use this a little bit for the mixing. Thyme, tablespoon, palm, whatever you like. What's nice is you dump it in your palm, and you put too much, then you can just put it back. There you go. That's all set. Next one is a bay leaf. You know, with a bay leaf, you just throw them in, fish them out later. Look, the island's almost clear here. We must be just about done. Your choice of mixer. I have mechanical mixer or whisk. I think I'll use my new mechanical today. See if I can keep from making a mess. Barb don't get mad at me. See why I put a little bit of that in? Because that really helps you to mix this. Just a little trick. Just like that. Very good. It's been boiling for just a bit, and I've been stirring it kind of regularly. So it's starting to smell good. Now I'm going to do the sauce a little bit later with the vinegar and the red wine. But we need to get this meat in the pan. And we need to do that very carefully here so we don't splash. Just like that. And then I'll just kind of break it up here a little bit. It wants to stick together. The oven is preheated to 300 degrees. I'm going to put this in and then turn it halfway. So here we go. Just move it around a little bit. A little more salt. I like to undersalt, underpepper. Can always add more later. Let it sit for 1 minute. Here's my lid, vented even. Here we go. See you in a bit. It's only going to be a few more seconds, and then we can pull that out of the oven. we need to finish up our gravy for this. I'm using a red wine, which is a Merlot, and we need about 1/4 cup or so of this. And then balsamic vinegar, we need about a tablespoon. So here we go. Okay, and we will put this in with our blender. So when I take this out of the oven, I'm going to scoop out some of the vegetables and the juice for this mixer, and it looks like we're almost done here, so I'm just going to stop the timer, turn off the oven. And I like to make this up a day in advance. It smells delicious. Stir this up. I'm going to try to separate some of this by pulling my large chunks of meat out and moving some of the vegetables over. Let's get this other bay leaf out of here. Get this in the mixer. This has all that delicious flavor. And you can kind of move this around from one side to the other and try to scoop out some of this mix. If you get a piece of meat still in there, it'll probably be okay because it'll probably just get chopped up anyway. But you want to get these vegetables. I'm just going to start with about that much and then put my mix in there. This. Put a lid on it. There we go. There we go. Now I'm going to let this sit for a little bit, and after it cools, and I'm going to put the lid on it, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator because I like to make it up a day in advance, and so that's my plan. Well, that's the show for the day. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you'd like to see a couple more, here's some playlist of some more videos just like this.